Griff. Adam, thank you very much. Meanwhile, the White House considering inviting Ukrainian President Zelensky to Alaska where President Trump's high-stakes meeting with Putin is Friday. Vice President Vance is in the UK, meeting with Ukrainian and European allies. U.S. officials saying significant progress was made as Zelensky insists he won't sign any deal that involves giving up land to Russia. Excuse me. E.J. Kimball joins U.S. now. A lot has transpired in the last 24 to 48 hours. Zelensky's taken a really hard liner saying that he's not ready to cede any territory or land. What do you make of this? Greater than well, thanks for having me on this morning. Great to see you again. Look, President Zelensky is negotiating just like Vladimir Putin is negotiating, calling that any deal he'll want Eastern Ukraine and guarantees that Ukraine won't be part of NATO. You know, this is the public negotiating period. What's very interesting for me the way that I'm looking at this is the dynamics have changed. Not a lot of people are talking about it, but President Trump has done something very significant, and that is that Europe is now paying for the weapons that are going to Ukraine. This has taken it as an issue off the table in the United States about sending additional weapons there. This is leverage that President Trump has now. It's something he did not have when he came into office. And Vladimir Putin is now coming to the table. Where it goes from here, of course, that's going to happen behind closed doors. But President Trump has shown by the peace deal he just brokered between Armenia and Azerbaijan, other deals that he's made that he's able to get to yes. And it's going to be very difficult, but he is moving in that direction. Griff. It's very interesting too, EJ, that President Trump has really changed the table setting with his tariff threats on India, raising it on India which, obviously, the second biggest seller of gas and oil to Russia. We'll see if that plays out. Meanwhile, let me ask you about Axios reporting that White House envoy Steve Witkoff met with the Qatari Prime Minister to discuss an end to the Gaza war in another area where President Trump is pushing to try and bring some closure here. What do you make of that? Greater than well, look, first of all, the Qataris are housing Hamas. Have been housing a Hamas all along, they've been. The negotiations that are going on, look, it's not like you've got the Stewarts and the Webbs negotiating over a farm here. This is very high stakes, and you've got on one side a genocidal, jihadist organization that is, genocidal, jihadist organization holding hostages, starving them deliberately, and on the other side you have a democracy in Israel that's trying to just secure its citizens. It would be great for a deal that ends this war, that returns all of the hostages, and that Hamas leaves Gaza and the people of Gaza can actually have a future where they can build something productive. I am not the right optimistic right now, terribly optimistic right now because the Qataris have not been pushing Hamas enough. The Qataris could be arresting Hamas leaders in Qatar if they were serious about this. They're not. So I'm not so on the optimistic about it. However, there needs to be more significant pressure, and countries that are calling to recognize the state of Palestine is the exact opposite of what should be happening if they're looking to end this war. Griff. Yeah, that's a great point. Looking at Emmanuel Macron and other world leaders, WHO have done this.